What a time has come to manage our first game at our first club in this FM24 Head Coach story. We're hoping to take the Japanese third tier by storm, but based on what I've seen in the build up to this, it might be about the toughest test we could have asked for first up. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 2 of this FM24 Head Coach story with me, Daniel. We are in charge of FC Gifu for the first time today. We are bottom of the Japanese third tier and we're facing one of the promotion contenders. Hopefully, we can get a new manager bounce, give the fans something to cheer about, and then the transfer window opens next week and it's over to the director of football. We have got a much easier game next time out, so today is more about avoiding injuries and having some hope. But the opposition is not particularly easy, as we'll see in a minute. If you're looking forward to seeing how we get on though, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. If you missed the first one where we met this club, got the job, and looked for all the players and staff we're working with, you can find that one up in the eye above. There's also the opener to our South End series, the One Club story, which started earlier today. Thank you so much to everyone who's already got involved with that. A quick reminder that both of these series will continue every day throughout the early access period. But for now, let's go and get straight into our first game, because we've only had 2 days since we've joined the club. We're 48 hours in, and now we're hosting a game against one of the title contenders. Now, I'm not initially worried about this for today, because we've only got to stay up, which I have faith we will do. The big problem I have though, is that I'm looking ahead to next season, where if you remember from our interview, our objective is going to be to gain automatic promotion. There's 2 places up there, which obviously gives us an opportunity, but if you look at the side who are 4th, who we're facing today, and you see the quality and the wages in their squad, I'm starting to think that these expectations might not be so realistic. Let me show you what I mean as we head into the first game. We are playing against Imabari, who are in 4th place. They are one of the contenders. Let me show you a couple of their players, because they have got the top scorer in the division at the moment, who is Piszczek, who you may realise is a Polish name. He is a Polish centre forward of quality, has played for clubs in the top tier in his home nation, has played in the lower leagues in Italy, and as you can see, is a significant upgrade on what we've got. You'd argue he could do a job in League One or the Championship over in England. He's on £2.5 a week. He's a great goal scorer. And when you consider our biggest weakness was our defence and certainly the height and the jumping reach of it, I'm absolutely petrified of what he might do. But it gets even worse than that as well if we go to the team. If you have a look at their best player, who is another one in the foreign slots, which is their goalkeeper, Cervantes is a 33-year-old who has played most of his career in Spain. He is excellent. Again, top League One, lower Championship standard. He's on £8 a week. So where on earth this money is coming from at the top end of the division, I'm not quite sure. But overall, they are significantly better. And to catch teams like this, we are going to need our director of football to do something spectacular. He's going to be starting his work on Monday. For now, we've got to do our job on the pitch. And I am absolutely terrified given our team. Because if we look at it, with 3,000 fans expected in today, this is what we've gone for. This guy, the left winger, who is 4-star ability, I'm not sure when he joined the club. Maybe he only just joined because it says 2023, but not actually played a league game yet, which I find a bit odd. The rest of the team is pieced together. Going forward, I'm quite excited. We've got some good players. We've got quality. I'm sure against most opposition we'll do all right. Defensively, we're a mess. I've done what I can, but if we look at that Polish striker we were just looking at, and then you look at our centre-half who starts, Yuki Wada, jump in reach 5, head in 7. I mean, even the rest of his game is nowhere near that standard. But that is the best we've got in defence. Our goalkeeper's 1.5-star ability. We're all over the shop. I mean, we just don't have the talent defensively. We mentioned it in the last episode. It's so imbalanced, the squad. We're having to play a bit lopsided in the way that we approach things as well, because we've not got any attacking talent on the right. We've only got attacking talent on the left. Obviously, our best right back is also the best centre forward. I'm retraining him immediately. But this is the team we've gone for. We're going all out attack down the left. We're going fairly moderate down the right. And we're trying to sit in with 2 holding midfielders just to protect this defence. It's an ageing squad. It's an imbalanced squad. we'll do the best we can. I have made amends by going for the most physical option up front, rather than perhaps the most talented finisher. But overall, this is the team for today. I've done what I can with it, and we're just going to have to see how we get on. But Director of Football, please sort out that defence. We've got Honor Chol Hwan in goal, with Fujitani and Ugajin the fullbacks, Wada and Endo are the centre-halves, Sumi and Ichikawa the holding midfielders, both as playmakers. We're trying to get on the ball, protect these older legs. Kita and Seko, the experienced wingers, Karata, the very old number 10, and Akita, a bit of legs up front. I've opted for the man who probably isn't the best technically, but he's composed and he's very good physically, which will do a job for us and may be crucial from set pieces too. In terms of the mentality, we're trying to keep it simple. I don't really have a choice but to try and control the ball because we've got 2 holding midfielders and 2 wide men. In fact, our whole midfield 5, I think, are all over 33. And that's the problem we've got here. They haven't got legs. They can't press that much. We're going to try and counter press when we lose the ball with a front 4, but overall in play, we can't afford to do it. So we're going to be fairly balanced. We're going to try and keep possession and just try and save the legs where possible. We've only got the target forward up front for now, but we have again got older legs who can come off the bench, who are talented poachers, but aren't going to offer a lot outside the box. And the age of the team is definitely the problem. So let's go and get through to the first game today. Hopefully it won't be a scary scoreline. I've got a feeling we're going to lose it somehow. It would be nice to get a new manager bounce. Let's go and get into it, see how we get on. Well, one change for our visitors today, who do start the 2 men at either end of the pitch that we've got to be very worried about. We're just going to have to do our best. I have no idea what to expect in terms of talent. That looks like more than 3,000 people to me. Of course, the biggest thing in FM24 is the change of the lighting and the scenery when you get to a match. And at the moment, it looks all right, but I'm more worried about the fact we're playing a team in good form. We've not got quality ourselves. That end of the ground looks a little emptier. So let's go and get into the first half. How is this going to progress? I'm not too sure. Let's get ourselves sorted on the highlights. We're going to move up a little bit in terms of pace. We're going to go to key highlights only so I don't bore you to death. And we're going to go as quick as we can. First half of our first game in charge. Now we've got to see if we can really compete at this level. I'm not sure it's going to be a good answer to that. Long ball forward, that's what we want. We want them to play in behind and rely on our pace at the back because we've got that. If they play in the air, we're going to be in a bit of trouble. So we want to keep them on the floor as much as possible. Here's Ugajin down the left, who's brilliant going forward, not so good defensively. And if we're going to have a threat, that's where it's coming from. As Ichikawa goes wide to Seko, Karata's got talent in that number 10 role, and he's been given a very, very soft penalty there. There is not a chance in hell that that should have been a penalty kick, but he's got one. And Endo, the centre-half, he is the best taker. It's remarkable. Oh, he's hit the post. Oh, no. What a way to start. It could have been pandemonium. We could have got on the front foot early, but it's not going to be, is it? Let's get the league table up if we can. It's a corner kick for our visitors. This is what worries me. Fujitani does well. The left back is one of our best players in the air. Right back, sorry. As Karata brings it away. He has got talent. He's carrying the ball downfield well here. Gets down the left-hand side. Cuts it back. Sumi into the box to Akita. Sumi again. Chance to shoot. He's hit the woodwork as well. Oh, 25 yards out. It had a lovely shape on it, that ball. But unfortunately, it didn't lead to what we wanted. And with 20 gone, it is still goalless. But we're dominating the game, which surprises me. Well, 5 minutes to half time. And although we've had no further highlights, you can see from the stats, our visitors are really coming back into this. And I wonder, with the missed penalty, with the missed chances, have we lost out on our best opportunity here? We're into the second half. I mean, 0-0 would be a great result from where we were. But at the moment, with the opportunities we've had, I'm a little worried it won't stay that way, as here is a free kick for our visitors. We know they're superior in the air. Ball into the box is flicked on. And it's straight through to the keeper. We can deal with that all day. As we're back with our opposition in possession, just past the hour mark and they're running down the right. I mean, since those first few chances and the penalty, it has been all the visitors. They're growing into the game. Here's Dole on the edge of the box. We're tiring as well. Juan tips it onto the post and it's cleared away. I feel like we're clinging on, but facing the inevitable here. Because they're keeping possession, they're taking the mick out of us, and we can't win anything. Endo does really well there. And soon I've got to think about subs, because this midfield's ancient. It can't cope. We've only had the one shot on target. Wasn't a penalty, was the one just after. You can see now that the visitors are dominating this game. Let's see out this highlight and then we will make the changes. As it's one by Ichikawa, but given away. Akita loses possession up front. Through ball to Piszczek. We know he's quality. He's hit the woodwork too. People have been saying this has been reduced this year, but all I'm seeing is woodwork hits. Maybe it's one of those games. We can judge it next week. Sumi is the man who's most tired at the minute. Kubota is an option there, albeit not natural. And we've also got Kita playing on the right who can do it. But I would argue of the two, Kubota is the man who's better at it for now. So he's going to come on probably as a type of defensive midfielder rather than as a playmaker. Want to try and get a little bit of bite in there, win the ball back a bit more. So he'll be a defensive midfielder. We're also going to go for a balanced mentality because we just need to see this out for a while. A bit of youth off the left with Seko replaced by Fujioka, who I'm pretty sure was the best option of them. He is indeed. He's going to be the man off the left. We're also going to go for Kita off the right, I think. But the only option's a more defensive one in Yasuda. Maybe that's not a bad thing at the minute. I'm going to take Kita off. I'm going to go for Yasuda. And I am actually going to drop him in here as a right winger. And just see if that makes a difference. We get 5 subs, but I'm going to leave it at 3 for now. I might throw on the poacher for the final 10. Just try and see if we can nick a goal. But for now, it's more about defensive work than it is about getting forward. The other holding midfielder's knackered, but we have no more subs. Our options are the right back, who's actually a brilliant striker and not a fullback at all. We've got a couple of youngsters who have to be there because they're homegrown. And then the experienced striker of Hosono. So I think what I'm going to do, and this is a bold call, but I'm trusting my instincts on this. There is no way on earth that Kusamoto is a right back. He is coming on as an advanced forward. His attributes are perfect for it. He's learning the role. He's working hard. He's not terrible in the air, so still covers us for set pieces a bit. I'm getting him on up front. This is what you call proper management. We've got 7 minutes to go. We're teaching a player a new position. And hopefully we're going to hold on for at least a point because it would be a good result. As Wada's got a free kick on the right. Endo's up. Can't win it. And now the counter's on. We've got to get there first and we do. Ugajin does very well to be fair. Beats his man. Puts it in. The sub's chasing. Goalkeeper does really well to sweep. That's the difference here. They've got a top goalkeeper. We really haven't. As Fujitani wins it. Yasuda gets it on the right in that slightly deeper role. Oh, I'd love to nick an 8-1 here. In a game where we've been dominated for the most part as well. Yasuda puts the ball in. It's a great one. Oh, Fujioka. Wide of the far post. You've got to score that. Oh, that was the opportunity. We finished with a 0-0 draw. I mean, based on what I expected pre-match, I'm thrilled with that. Based on the fact that for 60 or 70 minutes, we were by far the second best team, I'm happy. But what a chance to win it at the end. We had a penalty at the start as well. But a clean sheet, a point on the board, 1 point closer to safety. And you know what? With an easier game coming up next week, I'm relatively happy with that. The transfer window opens on Monday. We'll see if there's any early action. If not, we'll be back for the game next Saturday in a minute for our second game in charge. Hopefully, with first 3 points on the board. Well, I was just having a look at some of the stats off camera there while we were processing for their real life season. They've actually had the 3rd best defence in the league, which is remarkable given what we've got in game. What might improve it for us, though, is the first offer from our director of football, which on the face of it looks very promising. It is a 3-star goalkeeper, Tomoya Wakahara from Kyoto, with big potential on loan. He looks like he's going to be a big upgrade regardless. I just hope he's not got a real weakness somewhere. He is very good. Yes, please. Get me this guy immediately. He is a good goalkeeper. Solid, maybe not the best positioning and composure, but better than the one we've got. And as an actual goalkeeper technically, in terms of agility, height, jump, all of that lot, he's a big world above what we've got. Director of football, first signs are very good. Who's this we've had offers for? They've all been accepted for, I don't recognise the name, Oiji? He is in the first team, he's 2.5 star. He's nowhere near as good as the ones we're playing. So, yeah, that's absolutely fine. If you have to sell 10 midfielders to get me a good goalkeeper and defender, I'm happy. Brilliant start to the window by the looks of it. Let's just hope he can get the deal done before Saturday. Well, it's the morning of match day, and we've actually got our first problem, courtesy of our director of football doing something reasonably well. He spent most of the week accepting offers and allowing contracts to be discussed with a lot of our backup players, which I'm happy with. Sell all the backup midfielders and strikers, I've got no problem at all. We haven't got a goalkeeper yet, with just a few hours till kick-off, but he has rejected his first offer of the window, and this one for our first choice left-back, Tomoya Ugajin. Now, he's not a bad player. He is 35. I'd happily let him go if we got a replacement. But the director of football clearly isn't prioritising that. And as a result, Ugajin is not particularly happy. So the client is unhappy because you blocked the transfer for him. I'm going to get the director of football to chat. I don't want to be involved in it. Well, not only is Hiroki Izumi looking a good director of football, he's also a very good communicator. He's spoken to Ugajin, who is now dropping his concerns and concentrating on helping the team. What a miracle. This is too good to be true. Let's get ahead to kick off. Well, here we go. Unfortunately, our goalkeeper is not agreed here in time. He might reject us, to be fair. We're getting too excited about that. But we are playing a side just 8 points above us on this occasion. And looking at their squad, it's not quite the quality of our last opposition and probably more similar to ours. So let's go and see if we can get off the bottom of the league. The three sides directly above us all lost last weekend, which is crucial. And we're now going to try and force our way up. We've got exactly the same 11 because it's our best team at the minute. Until we get Kubota back from injury, I can't really change too much. I have promoted one player from the B team who is pretty good as a backup holding mid. And we don't have that many players to choose from there, as we saw last week. But it's the exact same 11 and bench for today. And I'm hopeful that we can find a win. Well, here we go into a crucial game at the bottom of the table. And we're coming up against a manager who I'm pretty sure isn't Japanese, in Tobias Brönig. But let's go and get through to the team talk. We're sick of bad results. Let's go and change it. No real reaction from that one. Not many fans in yet again. No one behind the goals, but we're going through the kickoff and hopefully we can find a positive result. Again, another draw wouldn't be a disaster, but I feel at home to a bottom half team that hasn't got that standout quality. We've probably got to try and pick up 3 points here. Not been the best of starts. Maybe I am going to have to drop to a balanced mentality because I don't feel we've got enough to go and press these teams as we expected. And looking at the first half so far, it's been a very poor game, hasn't it? Two sides with not a lot of quality, and it seems to be showing in the performance. Well, here we are with the first highlight. 5 minutes before the break as Seko nicks the ball on halfway, plays a 1-2 with the fullback and gets to the byline. Chance to cross, there's three in the middle. Back to Ichikawa and Sumi. Into the box to Akita. Brilliant turn. Oh, it's a deflection. It's a deflection behind for a corner. Was a great opportunity that. And Akita, the centre forward, is now taking the corner into the front post. Not the instruction at all. But the ball's given away. Kita gets it again. And that is pretty hopeless, to be honest. Miscommunication. Players not perhaps understanding the game plan yet. We're straight back at the other end with a throw-in, and that ball in's pretty good. Ugajin gets something on it, but not enough to clear it. Second time note, he does really well. It's cleared as far as halfway, and Suzuki will bring it forward again for them. He goes back into midfield, and Sato. Looking pretty good for our visitors. They're actually holding a lot of possession and pushing forward pretty well here. Endo deals with that one well at the back. He is the only defender who can header there. We've given the ball away again, playing out. Kondo's in, it's off the woodwork. Keeper was beaten, we got away with that. And at half time, it is 0-0. But again, we're living a little bit dangerously here. We have dominated possession in the match, but we've given it away in poor areas at times. And the lads, the morale, the motivation, it just doesn't seem to be there. As Karata brings it away from the left. We've not seen as much from him today. As Kondo gets the ball in midfield. Playing it around nicely, and they spread it from right to left. As Tsunemori comes forward on the overlap. Big ball into the box. The left centre half can't jump. And that's the outcome. We've got a defender who can't jump or head the ball. And there's no alternative. And that is going to cost us results here. I'm going to go positive because I'm sick of watching us on the back foot. We need to get further forward, create chances. And hopefully that will come soon. Ugajin is straight forward down the left to Seko. We need an instant reply. Karata gets it wide again. Would be a good time to score. Into Seko. From the kickoff. We really needed that. We really, really needed it. We've scored from the kickoff. It was good football as well. And with our first shot on target, we're level. We've got our first goal in charge. It's in the same minute as we conceded. You can see where the frailties are. Defensively, we just don't look confident. As the ball comes in again, I'm petrified every time we face one. Ichikawa can't get there, and it's back to the edge of the box. They've got a few men spare here, and we're trying to push out, but we're not having any luck as Morikawa gets in. Good block for Jitani, and Kita brings it away down the right. Has support from Karata. Can he finally produce a bit of magic today? Back to Kita again. And again, we're virtually working it back to the defence. We don't look like finding an opening, but let's hope this is just the start of a magical goal. Seko the scorer looks for Ugajin on the overlap. That's working well down the left. He's ended his unhappiness and he's got to the byline. Cuts it across. Ichikawa's on the edge. Got to shoot. No. Not again. It's so close yet so far as Kita gets in. Good defending. Blocks it out wide. Kita goes back to Sumi. Chance to cross. There's men in the middle. Seko's one of them. Big turnaround, but the flag's up. No. I thought that was onside. Gotta be honest with you, it looked like he was being man-marked by someone next to him. But it's not given, and now it's a free kick at the other end, and I'm petrified of it. Good save by Juan. And Ugajin heads away. 20 minutes remaining. We've got to take Karata off because he's had a really poor game. The options are Kubota and Fujioka. Fujioka might have to be a number 10 this time. I'm going to chuck him in there as a shadow striker, play a slightly different role on this occasion, and hopefully he'll be able to deliver there. Up front, Akita will be replaced by Hosono. He is going to come on and be a poacher. Try and nick a goal in the box because I don't think he's good enough aerially. And then we're also going to replace Kita with probably Kubota, or actually we might do the same as last time. Let's bring Yasuda on the right of midfield because we can get those crosses in from a deeper position. We've now got 3 in the box attacking them. So 3 changes made, 20 minutes to go, and it's a goal kick downfield. Fujioka misses the header. It's into midfield for our visitors, and at the moment, they still probably look the more threatening overall. As Morikawa gets down the left, cuts it back to Sato. Options inside, do not give him space like that. Hits the outside of the woodwork. Seems to be a bit of a problem this year. Every other shot is hitting the woodwork. The movement on them's lovely, but none of them seem to be beating the post. As with 10 minutes to go, we will look at subs now. We've not got that many options. Kubota will come on, this time for Ichikawa. And he will again swap sides with Sumi and then become a defensive midfielder on defend. I'm tempted to bring on my attacking right back, but I don't know it's the right option. I'm going to go Murata for Seko, who is a decent youngster actually, homegrown at the club, but probably not the same quality we were hoping for. Let's go and get into the final 10 minutes. It's 1-1. Looks like it might be another draw to start us off, but the crucial news is if we hold on for this point, we are out of bottom spot and into the playoff place. As Sato gets it back in midfield, it's not over yet. They're coming forward as 3 minutes have been added on. And we've got everyone camped in our own half. As here comes Kondo. Turns his man inside out. Oh, it's a good save. Not only is that left centre half awful in the air, he's not great on the deck either. So if we can get that goalkeeper in director of football, can you move on and get me a centre half pretty sharpish? Because we're struggling there. As Sato's got the corner. We've got 2.5 minutes to go. Please don't concede this late. Up to the back stick. Endo does well. And Yasuda can come away with it. Can we create a chance? He goes down the line. Here is Murata. Turns outside. Not really got support. He's waiting for it. He holds it up well. But it does peter out into nothing. We've been the better side, but the usual frailties we expected. We've got a defender who can't jump. We've not taken many chances. It's another point on the board though. A 1-1 draw and our first goal in charge. The foundations are there. It's a bit better than it was. And we are off bottom spot. But we need those signings quick. Director of football, this month is going to be very big from you. Let's go and have a look at the schedule for when we're going to be back. Because we have got the same 2 opposition again, either side of the deadline day. So what I think we're going to do is we'll come back for the second game against Imabari, which should be a tricky one in theory. And then we'll show deadline day. If it's eventful and there's lots of work, it will take up the rest of our time. And if not, we can then show the second game as well. Not ideal that we're going to be facing the same opposition, but this is the head coach. And what the director of football does is the most important part of the save. So we've got to show it. We have got ourselves out of bottom spot though. It's a promising start in charge. What we need now is some good defensive signings so we can unleash a few of the players, allow them to support attacks a bit more, and maybe become a more threatening side. But progress, 2 points, we're still unbeaten technically. If you enjoyed it, our first 2 games in charge in a J3 league, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. Do you think we're going to survive? And what do you think of our director of football so far? If he can pull off that goalkeeper, it's going to be very popular with me. If you want to stay up to date and find out if he does, and what else happens in the rest of this summer window, and do subscribe and turn that notification bell on. We'll be back here tomorrow at the same time with the next episode from this one, but also before then, we'll be back with the second part of our one club story with Southend United. That returns tomorrow at 11:30. If you missed the first part earlier, it is up in the eye above. You can also find links there to the Twitch channel where we'll be live this evening, the football podcast with plenty of content there, and some FM24 save idea videos too. But thank you very much for watching. Your support has been massively appreciated. I hope to see you here tomorrow for episode 3, where our director of football could become the star of the show. I'll see you there.